like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
And there we go. Not bad. It'll be a bit smoother in the future, but that's my opening. And this is the Ask an Angel screen. I like how it looks. I feel pretty proud of it. Spent a long time last night putting this together. You will also notice that the camera is a little bit closer. Zoomed everything in, which, sorry. You'll also notice something else that's a bit different today. I decided I'm going to do it. If there's any changes you can notice. I don't know if I have to give a hint or something. But, yeah. Anyway, as you can see, the little box to the left of me, that's where the questions are going to go. Most of them, as long as I've had time to actually put them on, they'll go there. Some of the questions, I've got extra questions. I'm going to shut that off because that's noisy as hell. Shush phone. But anyway, as I was saying, yeah, so most of my questions will be going straight into in the little box, but if they've come in too late, they won't be. I'll just be reading them to you guys. And yeah, all this will be ported over to YouTube. So if you miss it live, you'll also get to see it there. And to everybody on YouTube who's getting to see this for the first time, welcome. I'm hoping you enjoy this show. Pretty nervous, and but anyway, I'll explain why I've started this show. I get a lot of people asking me questions pretty much all my entire life. I've always been that way. People just come up to me, random people literally come up to me and ask me questions about whatever. Right, start spilling the beans, and I'll be just standing there trying to get a cup of coffee in Starbucks, and somebody's telling me their life story. This has been since I was a child. Not in Starbucks, but this way, this is the stuff I've gone through. And somehow, my advice I give to other people seems to actually pay off. Because I get a lot of people saying, thank you, I appreciate the advice, and they go, it makes sense. I used to think it was because back then I had like a childlike mind or whatever, but I think my mind as I grew up has changed. The way I view things, the way things I believe in. But anyway, as you go through the show, you'll see the way my mind is. I try to be fair for everybody. I don't just try to look at things black and white. A lot of people's minds are exactly that these days. They're just black and white. This person should be that. That person should be this. Can't help anybody. Everybody should. Well, you're either right or you're wrong. There's no just right or wrong. I'll give you an example. No, I'm not going to give that as an example. That's a dangerous one. That can stir up a whole bunch of noise. I might give that one later. Once my community's grown a bit more, I'm going to bring that a bit closer. There we go. That should be. Hoping my audio is coming through okay. But anyway, first question we will get to right now. And as I said, you will get to vote on these questions. I've created, as I've gone through the questions, and I have, this will only work for people who are on Twitch. For the YouTube people, you won't get to vote on these things, unfortunately. But if in the future you wish to vote on questions that I ask on my shows, come on over to Twitch. Just come and watch the show. There'll be a link down below that says Twitch. Click on that, click follow and you'll see it. If not, just click follow and you'll be able to hear my questions recorded for you later. But anyway, first question of the day. This one, I think. Why is that not? Boom. Okay. Here we go. Sorry if it's a little blurry. I'm still trying to figure out the text method. Doesn't look too bad on this screen, but yeah. Anyway, I really need advice. This comes from an anonymous. Pretty much all my questions come from anonymous. Yes, they're different people, but they don't want their question being. They don't want people knowing about the question. Anyway, anonymous asks, I really need advice. I don't know what else to do. I have no one else to talk to or help. I have been in a relationship with a guy for 3 years. He has become a monster. He tells me what to do all the time. He controls what I do and tells me when I need to do something. I can't have nobody to talk to or friends or friends for that matter. I have a little girl who means the world to me, and she sees all of our fights. Now, this part, when I read it earlier, part that got missed for me was whether the child was with the mother. So I'm going to base it as if, I have a little girl who means. No, we have a little girl. So I'm taking that as though he's not the father. I've tried to leave multiple times, and I get threatened with him calling DFS. I guess that's the American version of like child welfare or something like that, on me to get my daughter taken away. The whole relationship, pretty much to him, is only about my daughter. I'm just an object sitting and watching and getting yelled at all the time. I have no money to leave. I want out of the house as soon as possible. Just invades things start to get physical. He's mentally and emotionally abusive. Please help me. What can I do? I work full time and support my daughter, so I have no money. It's a tricky one. Okay. There's a lot of kind of worms in that one. So I look at this one in different ways, and I am going to put up a poll on this one. Okay. So I'm not going to put the poll until I've given my thoughts, and then you guys will have a chance to vote your opinion. But the way I look at this one is there's a few things that's stated. One of the first ones confuses me, and I'm gonna assume that the child is not his, because she goes, I have a little girl, not we have a little girl. But then it does state a little further in, the whole relationship pretty much to him is only about my daughter. So the guy either cares about the daughter. I'm hoping that's what it is, and that it's not something more fucked up. Now the guy is being physical. If I'm understanding that line right, I have no money. Okay, I want to get out of the house as soon as possible. Just invades things, start to get physical. See, I'm not sure what you're saying with that line. If you end up watching this, I don't think you're in the channel, but if you're watching this in the VOD or wherever, that part confused me. It sounds like you're saying he gets physical, but then you continue saying he's mentally and emotionally abusive. You didn't say physically abusive. So that's why I'm confused at that. But mentally and emotionally is not good either. But the fact that you're asking the question, you sound like a lot of people when they ask questions like this, they're on the fence on something. I mean, you do see that you've tried to leave. A person who really wants to leave, they'll leave. They'll find a way. I'm sure you've got a mother, you've got a father, you've got some kind of support. It doesn't say your age, it doesn't say any information like that. You could probably find a way, and the fact that you're working full time means you're making money. You can find support. I don't know about what the various welfare systems are down there, but I'm fairly certain in the States there's all kinds of programs to help children, for schooling and all that kind of stuff, daycares, all kinds of stuff. You have the ability to leave. You're choosing to stay for some reason. Either you still love him, you keep wanting to give him a chance, which is typically most of the time what happens with a lot of women that I've seen who stay in a relationship. I say women, men and women, they love the person. They don't really want to give up on that relationship. Something in the back of the head keeps pulling them back. They leave, they come back. They leave, they come back. It's why I personally, I've never liked on again, off again relationships. Because the problem is when the relationship ends, whatever's in the back of that head, whatever caused the relationship to break up is still in the back of their head, and so it repeats. It keeps coming back. Even if you get back together, it comes back. I never did next, and I don't do the on again, off again, because it's not fair to either relationship. Because it's the chances of it really working the second or the third time around or the fourth time around. Well, do you get the pattern? You sound like you're on the fence. You sound like you want to try to make it work, but you don't. And then the other side of you want to get the hell out of there. The options that you've really got is one, get the hell out of there. It's the other. You can stay and make it work. On that option of staying and making it work, if the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different outcome, right? You get what I'm saying? If you're going to stay and do nothing, it's going to keep happening. Hell, it possibly even get worse. A lot worse. And what's dangerous is your daughter's now in that situation. Right now, he's probably man enough that he's not going to strike your daughter. But when people change, and that could get worse, and you don't want that. If you want to stay, you need to have a conversation with him. I'd recommend the whole thing of leave. Don't leave, but you can either let it fucking stay and let it stay the same and hope it changes, or leave, go to your mom's, go to your dad's, go to a friend's, take the child. Do not leave the child. Leave a letter or whatever, not almost like a Dear John, but not a Dear John as in I'm leaving you. If you want to try to make it work, basically put in the letter, I'm going to my mom's. I've been feeling there's been a lot of abuse, but I need some space. I need some time to think. You don't even need to say where you're going. Tell your mom, do not answer. If you've got your phone, talk on the phone, but don't answer right away. Say, I want to talk, but not yet. Let him sit and fucking stew. Let him think about what he's done. Let him think about the fact that he's going to lose you. But, and this is a big but, on that thing, understand, he might change a lot, most of the times from my experience. And all of this is just my opinion and my thoughts, right? I'm not giving you should do this. This is how I look at your situation. When you leave, it can yes, he'll start to miss you, and not missing, basing that him fixing things based on missing you. When you go back, he's no longer going to be missing you. You're there. Make sure he sticks to it. Make a fucking promise. Write a fucking on a post-it note. Will not fight. Will not make something between the two of you. You might need to step up and say, I will not do this. Maybe there's something that's upsetting to him. Talk about it. Communication is the key to relationships. If there's something bothering you, fucking speak the fuck up. Pardon my French. But yeah, speak up. Tell him it's bothering you. But you've got the option of either doing it at home, and it could. As for the child and welfare, Nine times out of 10, I'm sorry, the child will not. It's your kid. I mean, I'm assuming from the way I've read this, it's your kid. They're not going to take a child away from you and give it to the stepfather. That's never going to happen. The worst they do is they take it off. They will investigate. And right now, during COVID, they're not investigating shit. They're not going to come into there and risk potential contamination. That's not going to happen. They're going to keep the child with you, not with him, with you. That child will be safe. You are not going to lose your child if you are choosing to leave. So don't listen to the threats. Don't let the threats intimidate you, but point out the mental and emotional abuse. It needs to stop. Or option 3, it's time to move on. It's just been it's a 3-year relationship. You say in a relationship, I don't say the word marriage. You're not locked into anything. I don't know. I mean, I live in Canada. They've got laws about what's that word? Common law, where you basically live for a certain amount together a certain amount of time. They kind of consider for tax purposes, but even that, just move on. These are your options. So I'm going to put that out there as a vote, and the vote will be, if I can, I'm going to put it. Hang on a sec. Oh, that's not what I wanted at all. Hang on. There we go. Hang on. So we're going to do this. I'm going to put this question out there. And now you guys get to vote on what you think she should do without going crazy and typing a whole bunch of stuff. What? It will. Option 1, stay and make it work. Option 2, try to make it work, but go to your mom's for a while. Go to mom's for a while. Wow, it really gives you only a short little freaking option, doesn't it? Get out of there. Alright, so here is the option. 5-minute boom stop poll. And away it goes. Feel free to, for all my viewers, feel free to click on it. Right there at the top of the chat, it says, should she stay? And if you're watching, I'm going to give the results in a moment. The results. No results yet. Oh, wow. Okay, there's one come in already. Only have a few viewers, but yeah. That's a very solid answer. And I was kind of leaning to this as well. I'm not going to... Well, I guess it might show up then there. Does it show? Yeah, it does show. Yeah, I was kind of leaning a little bit to that too. I mean, I do believe that people should deserve a second chance. If you were married, I'd have probably been leaning to option number 2, as in go to your mom's, try to figure it out. But you've stated you try to get out of there, right? Your instincts are telling you, and you can. Put to my viewers a quick: how many people, based on what you've read so far, do you think she would have a hard time leaving? Push number 1 if you think a hard time. Push number 2 if you think it'll be easy for her to get the hell out. Not getting any answers, so but still, no, it's easy. There's ways for you to get out, one way or the other. I'm sure you've got friends. I'm sure you've got a mom, a dad, a sister, a cousin, somebody you can go to, still work, make some money, get back on your feet. Just get the hell out of there. I'm sorry, Paul Simon and Simon and Garfunkel wrote a perfectly good song all about it, on how the fuck to get the hell out of there. 50 ways to leave your fucking lover. Go put on some music, go listen to the song, get some courage, get the hell out of there. That's my opinion, and the opinion of everybody in here. As I said, it would be different if you were married. My thoughts would be leaning towards go to your mom's, or somebody's and don't tell him, just leave him a note. But no, this is it's you're worth better. You deserve better than that. I mean, hell, maybe down the road, if he can show, like, you get the hell out of there. Regardless, I mean, one way or the other, you got to get the hell out of there. It's, you're either getting out there temporarily or permanently. The only change for about 2 months and then back at it. Yeah, it can be. The only way, I have seen relationships where they're being abusive and the guy changes on a long period of time. I have seen it happen, but it's very few and far between. Right? It's not. It's the, what the hell do you call it? It's the, not the example. It's the, yeah. It's just that one-off. Not one-off. I mean, it does happen where they do change, but the thing is, it's not just a change. It's kind of like putting a fucking paint over something that's already been painted, right? If I've got a wall and it's been painted red, and I suddenly go, oh, fuck it, I want to paint it blue. I put blue paint on it. Over time, that blue paint is going to be weathered and it's going to come off, and that red is going to come through. So if I want to have that red to stay away and I want the blue to go on, I'm going to need to keep every so often adding blue. Right? So keep at it. If that was what you wanted to do and stay with them, I mean, it is your choice. Bottom line. You've asked a question, we're giving the opinions, and looking at the vote, people agree you should get the hell out of there, one way or the other. But if you love him and you want to try to give him a chance, still get the hell out of there, for sure. But understand, if it is to go, understand, 3 months, things could slip. Write a little contract basically stating, if you slip, if you start becoming abusive, if you become this, threaten him right back. Get right in his goddamn face and say, if you do this, don't be rude about it, but point out, you do this, I'm gone. You do even once, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You won't fucking do it a third time, you fucker. All right, so voting is over and we have a winner. Get the hell out of there for sure. I hope this has been a help to you. Please don't take... disclaimer, I'm not an expert. I am not Dr. Phil. I am not going to sugarcoat things, and I'm not going to necessarily say the things that you want to hear. I'm not also going to... I'm going to give you options. Once bitten, twice shy. Yeah. But you know what? Fuck being shy. Don't take this shit. Don't be fucking shy. Don't be bitten. You've been bitten, you've been hurt, you've been upset, but the part of you is asking this question because you know you could have gotten the fuck out of there. You know you could. There's no way. You know you could get out. You're asking because some part of you wants to stay. But anyway, we're gonna end that one. Thank you for watching, and I hope you stick around for the rest of the questions. If you're here, if not, if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to listen to the rest of the questions because there's some doozies. You think you have some issues. You'd be thankful you're not one of the ones in my extra questions, which I'm probably going to answer anyway. Anyway, here we go. Next question. This one needs a vote as well, but let me just read it. It's a quick, short one. Question 2. Did you ever in your life end up kissing someone dating someone? Did you ever in your life end up dating someone you don't want to kiss? That's an odd one. I'm going to actually put this on as a vote right away because I'm curious what everybody else is thinking. So just give me one moment, please. And I'm going to put this one out there. That's an interesting question. I'm very curious. I'm going to give my answer in a second. Normally I'd be waiting You didn't ever don't wanna kiss. It's did. Did you ever in your life kiss? Did you ever? Did you ever end up dating someone you don't want to kiss? Okay. But yes. No. Starting poll 5 minutes. Boom. There we go. Myself. It's an interesting question. No. I mean, if you're talking kissing, no. It's a very intimate act. I think it would if I'd start. I mean, I wouldn't. I've been in a relationship where I haven't kissed. Want to kiss, that's a different thing. If there's no desire there, I don't think I could. I could go to dinner with somebody, or go to coffee with somebody. I don't want to kiss my sister. She's my sister. There's a friendship there. I'll have coffee with her, right? That's a friendship. That's a no. If there's no sexual desire of some kind, what's the point? That's just going on a dinner date with your boss or a friend, a family member, whatever. There's no one to kiss. To me, I'm not judging. Don't get me wrong, please. But yeah, no. I don't think I could. We're primal beings, right? I mean, it's a difficult thing. This world is full of all kinds of shit and thoughts and choices, and a lot of people make bad ones, but we're not much different than the animal kingdom. We just got fingers and thumbs and a bigger fucking brain. And we can rationalize things and understand our feelings and stuff like that. I mean, a dog wants to have sex. There's another dog. Let's go. We've learned over time that that's not okay. That we all have choices. We all have rights. We've created a society of rules and shit like that. And some of them are being broken. Some of them are being changed. Some of them are being adapted. But still, we're smart creatures. Blind date, maybe. End up dating someone you don't want to kiss. I suppose, yeah. That would be the only way. And you know what? I'd even if going on a blind date, to be honest, even if I go on the date, if I felt the person wanted to kiss, I'd give it a try. To feel, because sometimes, I mean, the spark can be instant, physical. Oh, wow, she's so fucking hot. I totally want to kiss her. Kissing is not the thing I'm thinking, I can assure you. But on the thing, I go, I might go, no, I don't really feel like kissing. She's not really that attractive. But throughout the dinner, I'd sit for the dinner. I'd give them the benefit of the doubt. And then at the end of the night, take them home, drive them home, and I'd probably kiss them, give them a kiss, just to see if there's a connection, a spark, and then go and think about it. I never really make my decision. Most people, they do make the decision. The truth is, on a date, most people make their decisions within the first 15 seconds of that date if they want to continue it. They can sum up people pretty damn quick. Everybody has it in them. Some people listen, some people don't. But you can usually decide if there's something there. But there is that time when you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Because there's been times I knew somebody in high school, to look at them, fuck no. And then there was a moment of a kiss, and then there was chemistry. Yeah. Yeah, that girl was my best friend for a long time in school, and we ended up getting together. I almost married her. Um, but to look at her for the first time, to see her, I wasn't attractive right off the bat. Um, but I came very close to marrying her. But yeah, that's my answer to this question. Is no, myself, no. I've never ended up dating somebody I didn't want to kiss. Like have the desire to kiss. That's not saying I'm going around wanting to kiss everybody, but going into a date, I know that there is that chance of some kind of physical touch, holding hands, because the spark can happen there. People talk about that. The spark is just a mythical thing. It's not a real thing. You see it in the fucking. It's fucking real. It is so fucking real, and it can happen at a distance. It can happen right up close. It can happen through voice, appearance, even just touch, and it can melt. It's actually the same fucking thing that causes the Stockholm syndrome when a woman or man who are being raped, suddenly it changes from being raped into the desire, wanting it. The body itself, that chemistry, that spark can be triggered. Whether you want it or not, it's a primal fucking instincts. Yes, I'm not condoning. Please don't hear that. Take that comment as I'm condoning anything. By no means condoning anything. But simply to say that we don't control that side of us. So, on a date, I always take a look that there could be some potential physical contact, even on the very first date. I do not rule out sex on the first date. And no, that does not make me a slut. It means I've literally not limited myself to anything. I'm going to enjoy moments, and even if that moment, I'm not really one for one night stands at all, because pretty much everybody I've been with, I've had a relationship with. But yeah, I don't really do one night stands, but I'm not opposed to it. But yeah, usually ends up being a lot more. Anyway, going to move on to the next question. This has gone pretty good so far. Let's close this one down. Boom. Next question. Not that one. Let's take a look. Scroll this sucker down. Every time. Okay, question 2. Every time I was going to sleep with my man, and I'm not going to. Okay, this one got confusing. The words are a little bit scattered, so I'm confused with this one. But okay, I'm going to read it. The way she wrote it. Every fucking time I was going to sleep with my man, and I'm not going to lie, there's a parental lock on porn. I'm assuming that means on our computer. But I'm 31 and he's 52. And I always can tell he's always trying to look at Ava Rose, the porn star, every time I was about to fuck him. And it seems like I don't turn him on. He's always so fucking drunk trying to get turned on. So fucking drunk. There's a lot in the grammar that's totally getting me confused. He claimed to want to fuck me, but passes out. I got guys that I can just fuck, and my point is he lies to me, and why? Jerk off over porn, then get turned on by your girlfriend, then fuck them, meaning you. It seems like he's not sexually attracted anymore, and he denies it. I deserve better. He's worse than that too. I'm so fucking pissed off. I'm so fucking pissed. He feels that the need to do that instead, having me dress up, turn him on. What can I do? Okay, so if you're watching this one live or on YouTube, I apologize that some of your grammar is a little bit confusing, and I'm not judging because my grammar's shit. But from what I'm gathering, there's a whole bunch of things in this to read between the lines. You sound like you sound horny. You sound like you want to have sex, and regardless of whether he wants to or not. Yeah, do I feel bad for you? Absolutely, right? I know that frustration. Does he like to watch porn? He's a grown adult. There's lots of adults that like to watch porn. Why is he watching porn and not having sex with you? It's a little weird. Well, you know what? I almost would agree with you on that one. But I mean, if he's watching porn, can't be really. I mean, yeah, getting drunk and then. But he's. Hang on. Let me just read this again. Because yeah, I did see the part. There was a part there where he said get drunk. Fucking drunk. Trying. I don't turn him on. He's always so fucking drunk, trying to get turned on. I mean, he's watching porn, so clearly he can get off because he's masturbating, as you said, and gets turned on by your girlfriend, meaning you. So the girl is not. At first, I was confused by that part because it almost sounded like you're saying that he was cheating on you, like having sex with your girlfriend, but you're talking about yourself. Now you're saying that he's lied, but you unless you're in his head, you don't know necessarily if he's lying. You're frustrated that he's saying that he wants to have sex with you, but doesn't. That doesn't mean he's lying. He could actually be. There is things that as you get older where some guys, they even become impotent. I hate to say this, but what if there's a bigger issue that you don't know about, and you're bashing on him? You're gonna feel like crap if that's an actual issue where he actually has a mental blockage somewhere. I'm sorry, even with our colons, guys, we can have a problem with our colon that can prevent us from actually getting a proper erection or even becoming aroused. It could be a medical thing. What I definitely think you need to do is you need to, I'm going to use the magical word, communication. You need to talk to him. You're asking us for this thing. Because, I mean, right there you said, what was it? Instead of having me dress up, fucking dress up. If you think dressing up will help, give it a try. I'm gonna put the poll out because I think there's only 4 possible options you've got. What do you feel she should do? Hang on. Where are you? It's an interesting one, but should do. And I'm going to tell you what I think you should do, because it's really, that's the thing, is it's all on you. You could look at it. Maybe he should go there. You need to talk to him regardless. You need to talk. You need to ask him. You need to tell him that you're feeling neglected. That's what you're feeling. You're feeling neglected. Clearly, you love the guy. Otherwise, you'd have fucked off. As you put, you could have, you could have, as you said, you've got guys you could go have sex with. You've got that option, right? But you don't. You want to have sex with your husband, with your guy. I don't know if it's husband or whatever. It doesn't. I don't see it. You could go have sex with another guy. You could have an affair. You don't want to. You want to have sex with him. Talk to him. Tell him you're feeling neglected. I want to have sex, but something keeps coming up. Is this a medical thing? Is this a mental thing? You state that you want to have sex with me, but I'm here. You're not stopping. You're not stopping him. You need to find time. You need to experiment. You need that's an option. There's things that could be done. Fucking put on a sexy outfit. Maybe find out an outfit that Ava Rose wears. Put it on. Right? There's things that you could do to like. But if he's having a hard time getting it up, you're gonna end up feeling bad for all this. If it's a medical or even mental blockage, right? He needs help of somehow. Either you need to dress up for him and see if that works, or talk to him about getting help. I'm gonna put the poll right here. Just give me one sec. What my wonderful, awesome viewers think. Talk to him about it. It only gives me like really short options. The other thing, that's another one. I personally don't think number 4 is something you need to do. I don't think it's what you want to do, otherwise you would have done it, but I'm going to put this on there. Starting poll, 5 minutes, there it goes. What? Does not meet requirements. What do you mean? It doesn't meet guidelines. Minimum of 2 options. There we go. I guess I can't use the word porn. There we go. There. I'm not even sure I'm supposed to be answering this. But there's the poll. There's rule terms of service that I've got to follow. So I guess I'm not supposed to type that word. But yeah, there you go. Which the options are to talk to him about it. You could have an affair. You could watch it with him. Move on. I don't think you want to move on because, frankly, you wouldn't be asking this question. You'd have just had sex. You've got that option, unless you're married. But I mean, even dating, there's people you clearly love them, and you want to have sex with them. So that's my thought, and already got one in. With the same thought that I've got. So that's pretty much the consensus so far. I only seem to have one person really joining in on this one, on these questions. But yeah, that's what I would say. I would definitely. I mean, I advise that on every question like that. Talk to them. If there's ever an issue, regardless of sex or whatever, talk to them. Don't be shy. Not gonna bite your ass off. He's too drunk. Kidding. But he said he wants to. There is an issue. He might even be shy about that issue. Might not want to admit. No guy really wants to admit that there's an issue. I'm 31. He's 52. Yeah. There's an age gap. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but that's 21 years. That's 21 years that you're not quite understanding of the issues he could be going through. He might also be a mental thing going, why is such a young girl with me? There could be a lot of stuff. Midlife crisis stuff is real. So fucking real. And yeah. I do definitely wish the best for you. I'm going to keep this poll open for about 5 more minutes in case anybody else wants to chime in. And put your votes in there. But yeah, it's a tough one for sure. But I mean, yeah, if he turned around and told you, oh, there is an issue, blah blah blah, maybe he's not, doesn't feel attractive himself. See, it's not always necessarily about dressing up. A compliment can be more powerful than visual. Make him feel like a king. Make him feel like he's so fucking sexy to you. Tell him, so fucking sexy, wanna have sex. Not just, hey, wanna have sex. That's not sexy. Hey, wanna have sex. That's not sexy at all. The porn doesn't do it. The ads in the porn do it. I'm using the word porn again, so I might do it. Hope I don't get upset. Anybody upset? But yeah, that's my suggestion. Where we're sitting at? We're sitting at 1. Yeah, 1 is still saying talk to him. I have 4 people in chat and 1 person answering. Oh yeah. Hopefully eventually as this grows, there'll be a lot more people getting involved and joining in on this channel and giving their thoughts and opinions. And the vote is almost done. Maybe I'll shorten it to like 3 minutes, being as I've only got 1 person really responding. And that was question number 3. And boom, there it is, 100%, which is not really, it can be anything else. So myself, and I agree with the vote. Talk to him, express that you're feeling a bit neglected. What was that movie? I can't remember, but yeah, basically tell him you are needing something, because express that you miss him. Tell him that, yeah, be sweet. Don't try to avoid making him feel guilty about it, so maybe don't even say neglected. Talk to him and tell him that you miss him. No, that's still gonna go with that. You might have to just do that. You might need to give a little bit of guilt, but guilt is not, definitely not something that helps turn somebody on. Talk to him regardless. That's definitely the big thing. And let him know that you desire him, and well, clearly he knows because you've mentioned it. Anyway, next question. Please stick around, and because yeah, some of the other questions that's coming up are doozies. Next one. Close that. Okay, this is a really good one. Kind of made me laugh. Cause oh my god. Anyway, here's the question. I need some help from y'all. I don't know what the hell that means. You all, it's just me. My girlfriend thinks I don't love her. How can I, or what should I do to prove to her that I do? I tell her all the time that I love her, and have never given a reason to think otherwise. But she woke up tonight saying that I don't love her and she wants to break up. I want to marry this girl, so you all have any advice? Please help. I can't stand by and let the love of my life walk away. Well, and I love this question. It's actually a really nice question. But We are see it. You've got two options, a left and a right, and one of them is what you don't want to do, is to let her go. If she wants to go, let her go. But she's wanting to go based on you. You basically, she thinks she doesn't love you. Don't love her. You do love her. You've stated many, many times very clearly. I from this small little blurb, I can tell that you love her. Right? But she's not. Now, sorry to all the wonderful ladies out there, but women can be batshit crazy. When it comes to that kind of stuff, they can be the most sane and whatever. But when it comes to emotions and stuff like that, they can also be out of bloody control, even to themselves. They don't mean to, but they get insecure. But this is, and that's what this is sounding like. This is sounding like a massive insecurity. She's waiting for something. She's waiting for you. She's being hurt, but she's waiting for you to do something, to be a man, to be her knight in shining armor. And the one thing that you just said a moment ago, which I'm like, what are you doing? You've got the perfect bloody thing and you haven't done it yet? Which would scream to her that you love her. I want to marry this girl. Then bloody well ask her. Do you think she's going to doubt your love if you're asking her to marry you? Get off your ass. So I'm going to put this out there. She loves you. Otherwise she wouldn't be upset. She wouldn't be waking up in the night scared that you don't love her. You want to prove it. You want to marry her. She clearly wants to marry you. She's probably been waiting for it for a while. A lot of girls from being a little girl have that desire to be one day married. It's right in there. They've been watching stuff on fucking Disney. They've been hearing their friends talk about. A lot of women, they've got their dress in their head from the age of 6. They went to some wedding and they want to dress up because it's like being a princess. They want that special day. They want that special day with somebody who means so much to them. And they want to share that day. She loves you. She's probably going crazy waiting. When the hell is this guy going to ask me to marry? My friend's gotten married. This guy's got... everybody around's getting married. She's the bridesmaid, never the bride. Smarten the fuck up. Get on a bloody knee. Even if you don't have a fucking ring, quick as possible. Get a fucking piece of string. Even if you don't have an engagement ring, fucking get a piece of string, loop it around, get a fucking twist tie. Don't twist it too fucking tight if you need to. Whatever the fuck it is, be sweet, be romantic, get on your knees. If you got the money, go buy a bloody ring. Get excited about this, go ask her to marry. I can almost guarantee she's going to say yes. And she's going to cry. She's probably going to slap you for taking so damn long. But I'm going to put it out there as to my wonderful viewers what they think you should do. Where's my voting thing? Marriage poll. New poll. What? Nope. Bloody thing. Hang on. There. What should he do? Option 1. Let her go. Option 2. Here we go. There we go. 5-minute poll. Boom, it's up. In case anybody's wondering what DA is, there's two options. 1, let her go. 2, ask her to marry you, DA. DA is dumbass. I hate to say it. And you're probably thinking that yourself too, going, why did I not think of that too? And I'm hoping you're either watching this or you're going to watch this on the YouTube. Smarten the hell up. Ask her to marry you. You've literally just said it in your question. You want to marry her. What can I do to prove that I love her? She's waiting. She is waiting and she's upset. Probably that upset that you haven't asked already? Ask her. Oh, 2 votes. Nice. Woohoo! Yeah, ask her. Smarten the hell up. We can, first from the question, we can see you love her. We can see she loves you too. Why have you not already done this? Why is this even a question? Please don't take the dumbass part as an offensive. It's that really you already had the answer all along. This didn't even need to be asked. And if that's all it needed is for you to be your thoughts to be validated, yes, validated, fucking stamped. Stop watching this video and go and propose to the girl. Like they say in the fucking The Mermaid, go on and kiss the girl. Just do it. What are you bloody well waiting for? And I know you're thinking, oh, well, how can I marry her with all this COVID? Even if you've just asked her. Even if you've asked her and put a ring on her finger. Right there, you've just given her the proof she needs. 1, you're not a dumbass. And 2, you are committed to the relationship. That you do love her. That's your big fix right there. Oh, yeah. Fuck, that just became my favorite question. That just became my favorite question. Oh, I feel good about that one. All these crappy questions that I've just had. And please feel free to send a picture if you're watching this, and whether here on YouTube, please feel free to post a picture and let us know what she says in my Discord down here somewhere. Just click on it, join it. I definitely love pictures of the wedding. And yeah. So next, oh no, poll's still going. I feel like I gotta make these polls shorter because I've only got like a few people in my thing. Oh, that just makes me feel all fucking light and fluffy. That just makes it, seriously, that makes you feel really good to read something like that. I mean, that he was a dumbass, but he sounds like you sound like a sweet kid, and you deserve to be happy. She deserves to be happy. Get it done before the worst could happen. The worst that could happen is she leaves. If her complaint is that she doesn't think that you love her, she's telling you. She's telling you what she wants. Actions are louder than words. Exactly. And that's your action right there. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I said at the beginning in my disclaimers, and I've got to actually put on one in here, that I'm not Dr. Phil. I'm not an expert by any means. Don't need to be a bloody expert for this one. And I'm not saying this is not just an opinion. And it's not just my opinion. 2 other people. You got 3 people telling you right now. And I can guarantee if this was loaded with people, there'd be other people saying the same damn thing. Ask her to marry you, dumbass. So yeah, as soon as this one's over, I'm going to answer the next question. I've been doing this an hour. Wow, I got 4 questions answered in an hour. I can't really see it now. I think the first 10 minutes we're just getting started. So in future, the startup will be actually a lot quicker. I won't be doing my gaming startup. I'll just be doing this one. There you go. It's answered. So being a dumbass, go ask her Maria. And I wish the best for the both of yous. Yeah. So let's close that one down. Boom. Open up the next one. General question. This one's been asked a few times, and I did promise I would answer this question live on this. This doesn't need a vote, so I'm going to close that off. Close that off. So, Angry Angel, it's not really a long story. When I was younger, I lived in this little town in England called Castletown. It's part of Sunderland. And I can't remember how old I was. I think I was 5 or 6. I'm not kidding when I say I was probably the stupidest kid you've ever known and most trustworthy kid. I would go up to anybody. It's a miracle that I'm alive. Not kidnapped and whatever. Because I would get out of the house and I would go for walks. I would walk everywhere. But anyway, I didn't have lots of friends. I got bullied a lot. But anyway, me and these few kids that were in the neighborhood, and we started hanging out, and we went for a walk. And this time they were being friendly with me. But anyway, we're just walking and exploring and going into trees and whatever. But we suddenly see this building. It looked like a castle, and didn't know anything about religion. Didn't know anything about God, Jesus, any of that nonsense. We knew nothing, right? To us, it was something that people would say on TV. We didn't know anything about it. I was baptized. But anyway, I went to... we ended up going up to this building, and we're looking at these bricks, and it's your typical English church. An old church too. Very stone bricks, massive stones. Very castle-y like. We go over to this little house that's nearby, and we knock on, because we also see by this fence there's this gorgeous, big, gorgeous, fluffy dog, so huge, and we wanted to pet the dog. So we go to the door, we knock on the door, and opens up. It's a bunch of nuns, and the nuns, we say, hi, can we pet the dog? And they let us pet the dog. We go in and they invite us in, and we have like orange juice and blah 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 and cookies. And I actually, they told us that they were new in town and they were opening up the church. It's an old church, and they were trying to get it started again. There's a priest or whatever coming in, all that kind of stuff. No, don't go getting your bloody head twisted. No, there was nothing like that. I know there's stories, but those kind of stories, nothing happened there. Anyway, I ended up becoming a page boy, I guess you call them here. Had the whole little outfit, and because they asked me if I wanted to try it, and I was curious about it. And the reason I was curious, because when I went to the church, which they asked me to do, I'm looking around, and there's all these things on the wall of this guy carrying this cross. I'm like, that can't be good. I'm always the kind of person who asks questions. I was then, I'm now, I'm curious about things. And I'm like, why have they got pictures on the wall of this guy carrying this? That looks heavy. And I was curious about it. And I've read Bibles. I've read so much, so fucking much. But anyway, I was a page boy, and would go back. I used to have trouble as well with schooling. I had trouble with reading and writing and all that kind of stuff, and they helped me learn how to read and write and all that kind of stuff. They had a big effect on my life. But anyway, the other flip side of me when I was back then is I was always the one who I got bullied, and I didn't like to see others get bullied either. And so it would frustrate me. And so I'd see kids on the playground, and the nuns used to, every once in a while, they would leave the church and do their thing, but they'd also go by the school and just kind of keep an eye on me, just to see how I was, to make sure I was okay. And anyway, they saw on multiple occasions me get into trouble, because I was always the kind that I'd see this kid getting bullied, I'd run over there, I'd break up the fight, and I'd stop picking on the guy, and I'd end up being the fight with the bully. And I got beat up a lot, but anyway, the teachers would come by and they would be seeing this, and if I got a left in or whatever, I'm looking like I'm the bad guy, even though I'm the one who's come in there to help the guy, the poor kid being picked on. I was the one who'd get in trouble because I looked like I was starting the fight to the teacher's eye, right? Always bad timing. And so That's how the nickname came about. The nuns gave me the nickname the Angry Angel because I always wanted to help, but I'd always get frustrated, or I'm always the one getting in trouble, and that's how that spawned as it was given to me by a bunch of nuns, and they used to call me that all the time. How is the Angry Angel? How is that's where that came from. When I was about 8 or 9, no, so I moved from that place when I was 9. So about 7 or 8 is when that name was created, and that's where that comes from. So it's been an hour and 15 minutes. Now the rest of my questions, I didn't have time. I'm gonna add. There was a couple of doozies, and one of them murders against the law, so we can't do that. Yeah, we'll get to that one in a moment. I'm going to read them to you, and then some of them I can put a vote on, but some of them I can't. One of them, the really doozy one, I'm not even going to bother, because, yeah, I already know what your thoughts are going to be. I'll just say, do you agree with my thoughts, or do you not? Maybe. So the next question, so I'm going to close that one off. Boom. Here we go. Okay, so next question, where are you? Is it this one? Yeah, this is the one. The first question. Oh, okay. So, from Anonymous. A crazy girl I hooked up with a few times just texted me, saying, texted me she's pregnant. Texting me she's pregnant, and that I'm the dad. It's obviously a lie, because I was always extremely careful with protection. Okay, I'm not taking her seriously, but this presents a larger ethical question for me. If somehow I did get this girl pregnant by accident, I would want her to get an abortion, because she is not fit to be a mother. I don't care if she wants to have the child, but she doesn't have permission to use my sperm. Ladies and gentlemen, please breathe. She is into drugs and can't hold a job for too long. Also, I would be hooked on child support for the next 18 years against my wish. Why don't men get a say in abortion? Ladies and gentlemen, please breathe. Okay. I'm going to try to answer this question the best I possibly can, and I'm not putting this up for a vote. I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't need to. I really don't need to. I'm going to give you a few different answers. One answer is if this is real, this is a real question, the best thing that you could probably do is to, if you're on a computer, hold down Alt and push F4, and please get the fuck off my channel. If this is honestly the way you think, because you're a piece of shit. I'm being as nice as I possibly can, because every part of me wants to yell and scream at you, punch you in the face. Another answer is you could, if you're still listening and you haven't fucked off and died. I don't want anybody to die. The other option is you could send me her phone number so I can give her some legal advice. You're a piece of shit. The other one is you could grow a set of balls and man the fuck up. There's another option. Going through your question here, and try not to want to punch you in the face repeatedly. And I really hope you are going to listen to this. And you know what? I'm wanting viewers. I'm wanting subscribers and all that kind of stuff. If this is really the way you are, you're not the kind of person I want on my bloody channel. But I'm hoping you listen to this and grow the fuck up. First of all, she did get permission to use your sperm. You put it in her. You injected it into her. The fact that, and I don't trust your words. Why don't I trust your words? Because of everything that you fucking said. I'm the dad. It's obviously a lie because I'm extremely careful. Well, even you believe yourself to be a fucking lie because you end up going, I'm not taking this seriously, but it presents a large ethical question for me. A large ethical question, which means you think that there is a chance. So clearly, I mean, they do say that condoms are not 100% effective. They're 99%. So maybe you're that lucky person who got that 1%, or was it 0.1%? But do I believe that you were protection? No. The fact that you are considering any of this as an actual question tells me you're not even remotely an honest person. You put your and I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking. I don't like. I prefer to go bareback, like the next person, which is why I believe you did go unprotected with this person. Now, I'm trying to get these words out without swearing and yelling and screaming. That's her body. That's not your body. If she doesn't have the permission to use your sperm, what the fuck makes you think you have permission about her body in any way, shape, or form? If she wants to raise her arms above her head, her choice. If she wants to spit, her choice. If she wants to breathe or not breathe, her choice. Not yours. You had the choice right at the beginning to have sex or not have sex. That was your choice. You had the choice to pull the fuck out anywhere else. You chose not to. Whether you use protection, whether you had that choice. She also had the choice to say, you know what, I don't want to have sex with you. And I'm pretty sure from what you're saying, her best bet would have been to rewind, get it in a fucking time machine, go back and slap herself before she did it in the first place. You piece of shit. I'm hooked on child support. Well, not necessarily. There is things that you can do to remove yourself from that responsibility, you piece of shit. And the fact that you'd even think that you need to like that. You're saying that she's unfit. What you can do, this is some of your options that you can do. You can contact child welfare and say that you feel that she's unfit. They're probably going to think you're a piece of shit too. Just a heads up. They're going to point out that no, you absolutely have no choice in this matter. She can if she wishes to have an abortion, that's her choice. If she wishes to have the child, that is her choice. You have the choice whether you want to be in that child's life or you do not want to be in that child's life. That is your choice. Yes, she can possibly fight you for child support. There's things that you could sign something and saying, don't want to do this. I think that's what you are. You're scared and you don't want to take responsibility for your actions. But and that is your choice. I'm gonna take a wild guess and think that you're probably young, but you know what? I've known older guys have the exact same thought as well. On the hook for 18 years. For your child, yeah. For your child, for your decision to have sex unprotected. I do not believe that you did it protected. Sign his rights away. That's exactly it. Sign your rights away, and you won't need to pay a damn thing. But that means, if at any point in the future you wish, and I hope you do sign your rights away for the sake of that child that you sign. And I feel bad for the child that is going to grow up without knowing its actual father, but I'm also thankful that that child is going to grow up without knowing its father. Because I don't want another human being ever to have that kind of thought in their mind that that is an okay thing to do. You piece of... I can't even find the right word. I wanted to go shit, but I mean, I'm giving compliment to shit. I'm just glad that knowledge is, and attitude and behavior is not based on genetics. You say she's unfit because she does drugs. You're unfit because you're a piece of shit. Because you think that this is normal. And you quote, it's a large ethical question for me. A large ethical question for me. Yes, it is. The fact that you are asking this. Ethically, you should man the fuck up. You did the deed. You went to do... I mean, were you confused? Did Mummy and Daddy not teach you about the birds and the bees? Do you not know about the... I mean, it's not actually a fucking stork that drops a baby. You understood about sex, right? You understand how that works. Why was he with her if on drugs and he's not? Probably the one who got her hooked. Yeah, I don't know the whole story. I can't judge who you are on whether you do drugs, whether you don't do drugs, whether you are a fucking player or what the fuck it was. But you stated at the beginning, a crazy girl I hooked up with a few times. I'm sorry, if she's crazy that first bloody time, why would you go with it again? You didn't just do it once. You went a few times. Once, twice, 3 times. I don't know how many a few is. Most people, when it's 2, they say a couple. I was with her a couple of times. You went a few, telling me that it's more than once, more than 2. You've done at least 3 times. You've gone with this girl. And clearly unprotected each bloody time. Or at least one of them. We know that one. It's at least one of them. Yeah. You kept going back to her. Wow. Tells you that she's the father. Yeah. And you cowardly. Oh. I want to go back to that question about the guy going to marry his, because frankly, that guy has more sense than you. More sense than you. Asked a question a moment ago about a guy not sure how to, and that guy has more fucking sense in his little pinky than you do. I hope, here's a thought, you don't want to have babies, you don't want to have that 8 years of get your fucking self sterilized, you fucking piece of shit. Do the species a favor. There's the Angry Angel for you. Oh, I'm going to let that question now go. And I'm not going to put up a vote. You can pretty much see from the words I say what my viewers think of you. And if you happen to still be with me and watching any of this, you now know what I think of you. Please feel free to unsubscribe or identify yourself so I can block you, dumbass. Just thinking that there's people out there that... There's so many options for him, right? So many options. And I hope you never, ever, 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 ever see this child. I hope the child does not know about you, and if the mother is somehow able to watch this, I feel sorry for you. Yeah, because the thing is, yeah, You might do drugs. You can get off drugs. You can't really fix stupid. There's no cure for that. I mean, yeah. What I'd really like to do right now is if you could do me a favor, like maybe send me your mother's number, your father's number. I mean, what do you think? Here's a question. What do you think your father should have done? Your father who knocked up your mother. What do you think he should have done for those 12 years that he had to fork out for child support? Clearly he didn't beat your ass enough. Oh. Ugh. Oh. You know what? We're going to let that go. We're going to move on to something that's... Ugh. 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 Okay. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Okay. That's an interesting question. Okay. So, I've got two more questions to go, and then we'll wrap this up at the 2 hour, probably 2 hour mark. First question, from Anonymous. How do I know if he's how do you know if he's tired of you? Like long distance relationship, can he easily forget you? No, I don't. Well, there's a bunch of questions there. There's 3 questions there. People can get tired of other people, absolutely, depending on how long the relationship. It depends on how long the relationship is. We have a thing in our systems like muscle memory. If long distance will make it a bit different, but we know certain things. No, I don't think you can get tired of you per se. It's a really tricky one, because you got 3 different questions in there, and you're asking different things. With yours, I don't believe. I mean, a person can get tired of somebody if there's repetition. If it's something you're doing over and over again, I think that is a way that a person can tire of another person. It's why there's a lot of relationships, long-term relationships, that end simply because they don't do anything new. At the beginning, the relationship is awesome because it's fresh, it's new, it's wonderful, it's exciting. Everything is new. It's kind of like a car. Now, I'm not comparing a woman to a car, but their relationship to a car. At the beginning, you buy that car, brand new. It's got that new car smell. Oh, it's awesome. It's fucking driving awesome. After a while, the car is worn in. You're looking at the odometer. It's got lots of fucking miles on it. You're used to that car. Lots of miles on it. But at the beginning, it's really fucking awesome. It's driving so much faster. You didn't need to add any fucking more oil to it. It's so fucking nice. But it's lasted a while. A year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years, 20. Yeah, you can get tired of it. Change its paint color. Most people, cars, they just go buy a new fucking car. Now, that's not what I'm fucking saying. There's ways to make a relationship fresh. Experiment. Do new things. Go new places. Watch new shows together. Do things to spice it up, to make it more interesting. Depending on how long the relationship is, it might still be new. If it's still really new, holy fuck. If it's still new, there's lots of things you can do. Shut the fuck up. While you're tired, do something. I'm sorry, there's billions of fucking things that you can do together. Even if you've done it with somebody else, you haven't done it with them. There's lots of things you can try, right? But the next part of your question, like long distance relationships. The long distance is difficult. I've had people ask me about long distance relationships. Is it a good thing? Can it last? Yes, long distance relationships can last a long time. It can also last a short time. You kind of want to decide yourself all the time, do you want this relationship to last? Is there feelings? If there's not really feelings involved, what the fuck is this question about anyway? Right? Clearly there's a relationship, there's emotions involved. Love is involved. Otherwise, you would be asking this question. And if love is involved, can he easily forget you? No. No. If love is involved, they're not. And you know that it's not based on sex because it's long distance. Unless the person is having sex with you constantly, it's based on love, not sex. I mean, yes, you can do the whole fucking taking pictures and sending text messages and all that kind of stuff to make it sexual and sexy and all that kind of stuff. But unless you've actually had sex, the relationship is not based on sex. It's based on sexy, sure, it can be, but it's based on love. Because she's still together. Because I'm sorry, I guarantee in your town, wherever you live, there's probably lots of guys there as well. And just in his area, there's probably lots of girls in that area that he can go and have sex with too. So it's not about sex. He chose you because there's a connection there. There's something about you that he loves. And if that is the case, then no, he's not going to easily forget you. You're in his mind all the time. So no, I don't think he's tired necessarily of you. If there's a sense of tiredness, it could be that he's busy or you're busy. Or see, that's the thing with long distance relationships. With a relationship where you're close to each other and you're in the same house and whatever, there's things that you can do, right, all the time. Those, to me, can get tedious, and the fact that you have seen the same things every single day. If you're around each other all the time, you're seeing the same thing. What are you going to talk about? That's a difficulty with the close relationship. The long distance relationship, you've got your own lives. You've got your own bubble where you are. She's got her. Oh, hang on. He's got his bubble, his life, his family, his friends, all that kind of stuff. You have your life, your family, your friends, and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, or whenever, you've got things to talk about. That's awesome. That's wonderful. You can ask each other for advice and all kinds of things. That's good, right? If you're worried that he's forgetting about you, just don't fucking let him. Fucking message him. Just fucking keep in contact. Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't a real relationship, he'd have just moved on. I don't know how long, because as I said, your message has not really given me anything really to go on. But on those questions, from the way they are put, no, I don't think your partner is going to forget about you. I don't think he's getting tired of you. But if you're, which makes me wonder, maybe you're getting tired, not of him per se, but of nothing else. So find something else. Find something. There's all kinds of bloody things you can do. But yeah. Hi. Hello. So next question. I don't know if you missed. Hi, mistakes. I don't know if you missed my answer to my question, to the question you asked about my name. I did just give it a moment ago, and I'm pretty much on my last question, but it will be in the VODs, and it will be. I'm going to be shoving this into YouTube as soon as I'm done. I only just got in. But that's okay. How are you feeling? I know you weren't feeling too good earlier. Catch up. There is some deep questions. I've answered some really sweet ones. There's a really, really sweet one. Just save that one a bit. Just go through it, and yeah, you'll like it. And but anyway, next question. And okay, no, actually, I'm gonna on that one. I don't know if you had that question. I'm not even gonna type it in. You just can vote whether her options, what she could do. Based on this, should she move on? Should she talk to him? Talk to him. Maybe come up with something to do. Is option A. Option B, move on. I'm not feeling too bad. We had a nice evening outside as a family, and now my two are sleeping in a tent outside. And think the fresh air did me good. Yeah, fresh air is always a good thing, for sure, especially with headaches. Because it's really, most headaches are based on the oxygen going to the brain, right? So the more oxygen you can get, the better. Cracking open a window, drinking water. Water is actually a really good one too, because it's H2O, right? There's a crap ton of oxygen in it, and those molecules will split and the oxygen will go to your brain. That's why people keep saying to drink. It's not just the lubrication, it's the oxygen. But anyway, next question's a big one and an interesting one. And this will be the last question. And then we'll move on to, I'll ask you guys if you have any questions, but let's go on with this. Needing some advice. Sorry for the longness in advance. Being good friends with this guy for over 10 years. We shared everything, and told each other stuff. That no one else knows. About 8-ish years ago, we made a baby plan. I'm assuming that means to have a baby. Then he got with a girl. Although their relationship, he still talked about the baby plan. A few years ago, we started becoming friends with benefits. I called it off because he was still with the girlfriend. I told him if he wishes to continue with me, he needs to end with her. So he did. We had rules, and a few months ago, he broke one of those rules and became very distant. He hurt me bad and doesn't seem to care, and now our trust is gone to zero. I called off our friendship, but he said he still wants to be friends. We hardly ever talk, only if I message first, and I'm always the one having to keep the conversation going. He never wants to talk about it and says I'm just being childish and playing games, and he doesn't want a girlfriend material. As he just got out of a toxic relationship. Then I found out last night by someone he has a girlfriend and doing stuff with her that we plan to do together. The L word was thrown out a bit as well. Am I being unreasonable for wanting the trust and honesty to continue in our friendship? I tried to cut him off, but it was too hard, as I can't throw away 10 plus years of friendship. Anyone been in that same boat and interesting would do. No, that does make sense. Yeah, lots of people in that would. I've had friendships like that. Not exactly like that. Where you just don't want to give up on the friendship. friendship is a huge thing, but I'm going over this. And you did ask if you're being unreasonable. Now, one thing I'm wanting to be about, my stream to be about, my show to be about, is being honest and call a spade a spade. I'm going to give answers that you want. I'm not going to just simply give answers that you want to hear. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Yes and no. So there's a few things in your wording which I was confused by. There's one, I've said with relationships, what you say at the beginning is the key part, right? Dating is a tricky thing with lots of little fucking things that have to be done if the relationship is to work. One of the key thing is to mention expectations when you're going into something. And now with dating, you don't really want to talk about that because you just met the girl or you met the guy or whatever, and you want to have dinner, you want to have a little smoochie, and you want to have sex or whatever the fuck you want to do. That's what you've got in your head. We all go into a date with that expectation. This is what I'm hoping to get out of this. You can't guarantee what's going to happen, but you're hoping. And then all of a sudden, the relationship starts. It's nice, it's sweet. But I mean, you guys, from what I'm seeing, you were friends for 8 years before you started a relationship. Now that's another tricky part as well. But then we'll get in that moment. We'll get to that in a moment. Any relationship that gets started, right off the bat, it should be as soon as you possibly can. Talk about expectations, what you want in life, right? Because if you don't, it will come up later on. Oh, fuck, I didn't know you wanted this. I didn't know you wanted that. That's why communication is the best thing. Even if you're just talking about random shit during dinner. Oh, I like the game. When I go with a girl, one of the games I used to love to play is where you just bat like tennis. I never actually give it a name, but it's kind of like playing tennis, where you ask each other questions, and it could be as random as fuck. It can be like Pepsi or Coke, black or blue, like what favorite color. Just asking questions to get to know the person, what they like, what they don't like. It's a game. You can make a game of it, and you can only ask one question, and you have to answer that question, and it can be open to anything. You can put on the rules of nothing sexual, nothing this, nothing that. Right, but just get to know the person. But the expectations will start to come out. Do you have children? Do you want children? But don't make it creepy. Don't be creeped out either by it. This is a get to know thing, so that the person know. If he's saying, "Do you want to have babies?" He's not saying, "Do you want to have a baby right now? Let's have sex. Let's get you knocked up." No. He's trying to know what you want for the future, what your expectations and hopes for. Because, I mean, if you don't want to have a child and he wants to have a child, yes, your mind might change in the later, but he shouldn't be getting in a relationship hoping you're going to change. Neither should you. And so that's why expectations should be really voiced the best you possibly can early in the relationship. Now, from this, you guys were friends for 10 years. And then 8 years, about 8 years ago. So you did this 2 years into your friendship that you just want to have a baby together, without even having a relationship. About 8-ish years ago, we made a baby plan, and then he got with a relationship. From what this sounds, and I don't know you, I don't know your situation, but it sounds to me like maybe this was kind of spoken, kind of maybe when you just had a few drinks or whatever, and you're joking about, kind of like a lot of people do. If in 30 years we're not married, let's get married. It's one of those things. It's not a fucking signed contract. It's not a guarantee. It's things that you just want, that you just went. If I don't find anybody, you dumbasses, you shouldn't have fucking said it like that. If you want to have a baby with each other, have a fucking baby. If you want to have a relationship, have a relationship. It sounds like, to me, you just trap yourselves in the bloody friend zone for so goddamn long. And that can be a bugger of a thing. Because during that friend zone, as you said, you've told each other things that you wouldn't tell anybody else. You've acted like a married couple without having anything. Then, your silly mistake is while he was with a girl, you became friends with benefits. Right there, you've just told yourself mentally, even though you're not thinking about it in the foreground, in the back of your mind, you've just told yourself one key thing. In a relationship, he is willing to cheat. Now, he's cheating for you, but he's still cheating. So in the back of your mind, it is going, your subconscious is going a mile a minute. If he was willing to cheat on her, is he willing to cheat on me? Friends with benefits is a tricky thing, right? But then you told him, you give him the ultimatum, and ultimatums are never good unless you're willing to follow through. You give him the so true. First thought. This whole situation. You call an ultimatum and basically say, we're calling this off, which is a good idea. We're calling this off. If you're going to stay with your girlfriend, it's either her or me. When you did that, you gambled. You grabbed dice and you freaking tossed them. And that could have gone 50-50. That could have went, sorry, our friendship's over. And he could have walked away. You honestly sound like you love him. You're in love with him massively. And you don't just want to lose the trust. You want to be in a relationship with this man. All the stuff I'm reading, you do not want to give up. But you want it your way or the highway. And then when he takes the highway, you're sitting there going, fuck, I don't want to lose him. But no, you're putting all the expectations of what you want and not finding out what he wants. That's the part that you're being unreasonable. You basically say, because he's upset. Because right in it, where'd it go? He broke the rules. You just created some rules. He broke the rules. You couldn't look past it. You ended the relationship. You couldn't look past it, so you ended the relationship, but still want things. What you could have done there, one of the key things you could have done there, and yes, it is true. It's a difficult thing, because, I mean, one, he broke the rules. He cheated on his girlfriend for you, to have sex with you, to be friends with you. And he broke the rules? What do you think? You think she was the only person that he would break the rules with? You're the only person he's going to be with, and that's never going to happen. You should, I'm not trying to be cold here, but you should have expected he might, what could have happened, you should have talked. Communication is the key in all relationships. Maybe consider opening the relationship, maybe giving him that thing, maybe all kinds of maybes. And it sounds like, and I'm willing to bet, a lot of shit that's happened where in the heat of the moment, probably alcohol was involved. Like when you're going, you know what? In 8 years, if we haven't had a baby with anybody else, we should have a baby together. Sounds like you were fucking drinking then, and you're drinking at this point, and he's probably been drinking and had sex with somebody. All this stuff keeps happening in the heat of the moment. And yes, he broke the rule of the relationship. And you don't sound like you wanted to end it. You wanted to fucking do what everybody does when they're hurt. Toss the pin right back. And I'm going to end it. Oh, if you don't do this, I'm going to do this. If you don't do this. Stop doing the ultimatums. Stop with get some help for both of you. If clearly he's still with you, but he doesn't know how to deal with the fact that he left a woman for you. He ended a relationship for you. And then the next minute you're basically tossing an ultimatum at him, and the moment he breaks it, you back the fuck off. Now he's hurt. This other girl that he ended relationship with, she's probably hurt. She's probably hurt that the person that she was in love with just left her for another woman. She just left him. No, he just left her for you. So her heart's broken. He knows this. He knows this, and he probably feels guilty about it. And then the next minute, you're ending the relationship for doing to you what he did to her. I mean, I don't know what this rule is. You haven't actually stated what the rule is that he broke, and I can only assume that you don't really want to say, because it might make you a bit of a hypocrite, that he slept with another woman. And yes, I'm going to call a spade a spade. That makes you hypocritical. I'm not saying that what he did is right. I'm not saying what he did the first time was right. But you guys, you went into that together. You took that leap. You had sex. You created a friends with benefits. And then you said, oh, I don't want any of this. If you're going to be with her, you got jealous. and you called for more. You wanted more. Maybe you wanted marriage. Maybe clearly you wanted babies with him. That might not be off the table, but you might need to actually, one, apologize for pulling away, for asking of him something, the hypocritical thing. Apologize for being a hypocrite. Apologize and then give the expectations. If you want the relationship, say, I want the relationship. I'm in love with you. Because it sounds like you're jealous, where it says right here, I found out last night by someone he has a girlfriend and doing stuff with her we plan to do together. The L word was involved. That, to me, sounds like a jealous statement. That you don't want it just to be over. I mean, if it's just friendship, you can still be friends and him have a girlfriend. And him even have a baby. Because the only thing that I see, things we plan to do together, well, what do you think? You're going to end it and he's just going to go, fuck, oh, my relationship's over. I can never have a baby now. I should never have a baby because I said I was going to do it with her, but she left me. That puts an end to that. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. You end the relationship, they're free to do whatever. At that point, they are completely free to do whatever. They became your friend, they became friends with benefits, they're now locked into you forever, regardless. When you've gotten the relationship, absolutely. So you need to decide what you want. Do you want to be in a relationship? Do you not want to be in a relationship? If you do, maybe ask him to have coffee and say, I still love you, I want to have a relationship, but I want to fix it. I don't want to lose you, I don't want to lose our friendship. But also decide, if he does not want that, are you willing to just be friends? And if you want to be friends and have that trust, you need to back the hell off. And no more friends with benefits. No more, I wanted to be the one to have a baby with you. Put an end to that. Shut it down. And just be friends. If that's all he wants. And then move on yourself. Be friends. Have that 10-year relationship become 20-year relationship. Yes, men and women can be friends without having sex. It's a tricky thing. Absolutely. I'm not going to lie. I'd be a hypocrite if I said that there's female friends in my life. But knowing the limitations of where you can take it, and that's important. So this is a good 10-year relationship. You want that. But I mean, you've killed trust. And I can tell you right now, it's not the trust of 10% is not simply because of him sleeping with another person, because you just did a massive double standard. It's okay for him to sleep with another woman on the other girl and leave her and all that. But heaven forbid he goes and does that. Now, yes, you have created these rules. You've created the expectations. You've told him what you're expecting. He's bad. That was his fault. He should not have done that. But at the same time, you can't give him shit when you knew that he was willing to do it for you. Can't be surprised. You can't get angry. You can't get all upset and, oh my God, I can't believe. You should have believed. You should have believed he was capable of that. And you know each other, stuff about each other. It's sad, but sometimes relationships end. It's heartbreaking, and my heart goes out to you big time. But these are the only real two options. It's kind of a shit I get off the pot, so to speak. I know it's hard to hear these words, because it's clearly that you still love with them. And to hear that not only is he in love with his new girlfriend, but that the L word was used, and clearly babies were talked about, because that's the thing you brought up. That was the focus. When you said about babies, I knew exactly what has been said recently that's got you upset, because that's what you brought was babies. You didn't bring up marriage, you didn't bring up anything else. It's babies. You wanted a baby, you wanted it with him. So that's my thoughts, and you've got that decision to make. I can't make that for you, and he can't even make that for you. All he's going to be able to do is give you the answer to what he wants. If he is with this other girl, you're about to potentially ask him to do again what you already asked him. Leave the girl that you're with for me. Last time you gave an ultimatum because you're having sex. If he was to go to you, You need to be ready, because the fact, quite frankly, that'll be a second time, and you need to both talk, maybe get counseling or something. Honestly, this is where I'm going to get really deeply honest, and I'm sorry if it breaks your heart, and move on. Try to see if you can salvage the friendship. Move on. Let him be happy. Find your happy, but move on. You will find love again. I know it. At the time, it probably feels like no, fuck, I'll never find love again, and then you do, and then it happens. They made a website all about it, but there is plenty fish in the fucking sea. Even if right now they might have COVID, there's lots of fish in the sea, and you will find your happiness. You will be happy. I mean, I'm not telling you this is what you should do. I'm just, yeah. But anyway, I'm going to end that question there. I don't have any others in my list, but I know I probably have an email full, because that's what I get. I think this has been a fairly good run. It's been 2 hours. So I'm doing this for once. Thank you for watching. I very much appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed part 1 and part 2. I had to split this in 2 simply because it was too big. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to follow and subscribe and click bells and do all that nonsense. Links in the description below, and some of them are like right here. And yeah, if you do have any questions that you'd like answered, go to my Twitch. On there's the connection to my Discord. You can either send it in a private message, or just post it in the channel marked Ask an Angel on my Discord, and I'll do my best to answer your question. If you don't want it answered with your name, just mark anonymous, and I will not state who you are. But yeah, any questions at all. It doesn't need to be about relationships. It can be about anything. And yeah, thanks for watching.